Today I'm going to walk you through the basics of building a CommandBox custom command. One of the most powerful aspects of CommandBox is that it's extensible via CommandBox modules. So for example, we can install CommandBox bullet train, and this particular CommandBox module will add some more color and some more information to our command line, as you can see here. We could enhance our servers by installing CommandBox.env, and that particular CommandBox module helps ColdFusion servers pick up environment variables defined in a .env file. So CommandBox modules are very powerful. CommandBox custom commands are a particular type of CommandBox module that enable you to define your own commands for the CLI and write them in ColdFusion. So that's what we'll be walking through today. I'm going to hop over to the CommandBox docs, commandbox.ortusbooks.com, and there's a section developing for CommandBox, and there's a particular section on commands. Now, the most surprising thing here is how straightforward it is to get started building your own commands. We'll take a look at what we need here. We're going to need a module config.cfc. That's inside our project folder, and that's how CommandBox knows that it's working with the module. There's a lot that module config.cfc can do, but we won't need it to. All we need to do is have an empty configure method. The convention is that a commands folder is where your commands live, and the command itself is the name of the CFC. Within that CFC, the run method is what's actually going to be executed. And then we'll also scroll down to note that you can create namespaces. That is, within the commands folder, you can create your own directory, and the name of the directory will be a namespace in which your command can be executed, and the command is still the name of the component. And then one last thing that we'll need for this is we'll need a box.json file. The box.json file tells CommandBox how to interact with this package, with this directory, and it'll be telling it that it is a CommandBox module. So we'll hop over to the CLI and let's get started adding the elements that we need here. We're going to need a project folder. So we'll call this one, for this example CommandBox custom command, I'm going to make one that just says stuff with a date. So we'll call it, I don't know, say date command. I'll see a CD in there. Then we're going to need our module config.cfc, and we'll need our directory for commands. While we're in this root directory, we'll make this a package. That's how we're going to add our package.json file. So we'll run package init, and we'll give it a name, say date command, and we'll give it a slug. There's a lot of aspects of the box.json, but we'll just do some basic ones here. Now, for the slug, it's worth noting that while not required, the convention is that CommandBox modules, their slug begins with CommandBox. You don't have to do that, but it's a convention that a lot of the CommandBox modules follow, so we'll do that. And then finally, we're going to need to set the type of this module, so we'll do package set type, and it's going to be a CommandBox module. All right, so if we ls in the directory, we've got that box.json. Now in the commands folder, we'll need the actual CFC, so we'll call it say date for now. Back to the root, and we'll open this up in VS Code and get started working on it. Now, we need this module config.cfc, and we need it to actually have something in it. But like I said, we're not going to be building it out more than making sure that it has that required configure method. Within commands, we'll have our say date command, and we'll use the basic example that they have here. Except in our case, our say date command will return the date, not the date. Now, the current date. So that's our command to leave everything set. Now, CommandBox doesn't know that this module exists. CommandBox looks for its modules in the CommandBox home folder under CFML and modules. Now, we could move this folder there and work on it there, but that's not a normal working pattern, and you'd risk losing it. So what we need to do is we want to link the folder where we're working on this project to this folder where CommandBox is looking for its CommandBox modules. Fortunately, CommandBox makes that really easy. Here in the root of the project, we can run package link, and what that will do is create a symlink from the CommandBox global module directory to the project where we're working on. So CommandBox is now looking at this module and thinks that it exists and that it's installed and it's ready to use it. So if all went well, we can now run say date, and we've defined our own CommandBox custom command. Now, there's not a lot going in here. Let's just take a look maybe a little bit further at how we could create a namespace to give this a little bit more functionality. So like I said, namespaces are defined as folders within the commands directory. So let's give this command a namespace, and we'll make the namespace say date. And then we'll have two different ways that we can say a date. We'll do, you can say a date, and we'll define it as being pretty or short, makes more sense. Short. And then we can have a say date where the date is full. Take say date. And say date can be our full example, because now returns pretty much everything about it. And for short, we'll date format it in the short format. Now, there's a number of different ways that you could achieve this same result using arguments. So I just close that. But this is just one example of how namespaces exist, and we won't need that root command anymore. So now our structure is commands, say date, and within that we have a full and a short CFC. The full CFC returning just now, and short returning a date format of now, but in the short form. For CommandBox to know that we've made changes, we need to reload the CLI here. And then we should have a namespaced command available. Say date, and autocomplete shows us that we have full. We run that and we get it. And if we do say date with the autocomplete, we see they're short, and the short date is returned. Now, there's a lot more that you can do with custom commands in terms of interactivity, interceptors, and arguments, but we're not going to go over those today. Just wanted to give you the basics of getting started with a CommandBox custom command, maybe whet your curiosity so you can get started working on that yourself.